In episode 29, Building a High-Value Risk Register, we explore how this central artifact of risk management becomes more than a spreadsheet. It becomes a decision engine. The register is where analysis meets accountability, where information evolves into insight. Too often, organizations treat it as a compliance record, heavy with data but light on clarity. A high-value register, by contrast, accelerates thinking rather than slowing it down. It must be lean, current, and focused on action. In this episode, we examine what turns a simple list of uncertainties into a dynamic management tool that truly guides strategic choices. At its core, a useful register includes only the minimum viable fields needed to make it operational. Each column should earn its place by answering a management question. Typical essentials include description, owner, cause, impact, likelihood, status, and response. Extraneous fields, those that serve curiosity rather than clarity, slow users and erode trust in the document. The register should feel navigable, not intimidating. Its purpose is decision support, not data accumulation. By keeping the structure concise, teams ensure that updating it remains sustainable, so information stays alive instead of fossilized in forgotten rows. Every entry must link to objectives, not just to categories. Categories help organize thinking, but objectives reveal relevance. A risk tied directly to delivery schedules, safety targets, or budget constraints gains weight and context. This connection reminds everyone why the risk matters and what success it threatens. Without that linkage, even well-written risks drift into abstraction, disconnected from real outcomes. A register aligned with objectives becomes a mirror of strategy itself, showing where uncertainty intersects with intent. This focus transforms risk work from paperwork to purpose-driven decision-making. Clarity in roles prevents confusion when action is needed. The register should distinguish among the risk owner, the reporter, and the action owner. The risk owner is accountable for overall management. The reporter maintains visibility and updates. The action owner executes mitigations. One person can hold multiple roles, but distinguishing them clarifies communication flow. When escalation or status updates are required, everyone knows who to contact and for what. Without this differentiation, accountability scatters and follow-up weakens. Explicit role fields turn vague responsibility into structured coordination, ensuring that each risk moves through its life cycle deliberately. Prioritization depends on structured comparison, which requires standardized fields for impact, probability, and proximity. Impact gauges consequence magnitude, probability estimates likelihood, and proximity measures time until potential occurrence. Together, these dimensions create a balanced view of urgency. A risk that is highly probable but distant may rank below one that is imminent with moderate impact. Quantifying these factors, using defined scales rather than intuition, enables rational prioritization and prevents emotional bias. The resulting heat map or ranking is not decoration. It is a navigation aid for where management attention should focus first. Triggers, indicators, and status cadence give rhythm to monitoring. Each risk should list its trigger, the signal of change, and any quantitative indicators that show movement toward it. A clear cadence for updates, whether monthly or milestone-based, keeps awareness fresh. The register then becomes a living system that breathes with organizational tempo. Risks that sit untouched for long periods indicate process decay. Defining how often and by whom each entry is reviewed sustains vigilance. Regular rhythm turns the register from static archive into a pulse monitor of the enterprise's evolving landscape. The response strategy and planned actions connect foresight to execution. For each risk, the register should record whether the strategy is to avoid, transfer, mitigate, accept, or exploit. Beneath that, specific actions, assigned and time-bound, translate choice into motion. Generic responses such as monitor or mitigate add no value. Clarity about what will be done, by whom, and when defines the difference between intent and impact. The best registers show not only understanding of risks, but evidence of disciplined follow-through. Strategy without action remains theory. Action recorded visibly ensures accountability. Residual risk captures what remains after planned actions, while secondary risk documents new exposures introduced by those actions. Both dimensions are vital for realism. No mitigation eliminates uncertainty entirely. It reshapes it. Recording residual risk shows whether comfort is justified or premature. Tracking secondary risk prevents optimism from blinding the team to new vulnerabilities. For example, outsourcing may reduce operational exposure but increase vendor dependency. A register that acknowledges both residual and secondary dimensions models maturity. It accepts that management is iterative, not absolute. Cross-referencing risks to assumptions and issues provides narrative continuity. Every assumption tested or issue raised should trace back to one or more risks in the register. This network view shows how beliefs, uncertainties, and actual problems connect. It also helps avoid double counting by clarifying where an assumption has matured into an identified risk or an issue under resolution. Cross-referencing transforms the register from isolated record into an integrated knowledge base. It supports cause-effect reasoning, ensuring that every piece of project intelligence has a clear lineage and logical place within the risk ecosystem. Comment fields deserve strict discipline. They should capture facts before opinions and updates before speculation. A comment such as, "Mitigation delayed 2 weeks due to supplier response," is useful. "This risk seems scary," is not. Over time, comments become the narrative history of each risk, showing evolution, validation, and closure. Well-curated notes enable auditors and new team members to reconstruct reasoning without guesswork. When comments remain factual and concise, they elevate transparency. Emotional or subjective entries, by contrast, clutter understanding. Discipline in language ensures continuity and credibility in the record. Aging rules and review checkpoints keep the register fresh. Each entry should include a review date, beyond which it cannot remain active without confirmation. Stale risks breed false confidence, suggesting control where none exists. Periodic checkpoints, quarterly, by project phase, or after major events, ensure continuous pruning and renewal. During these reviews, obsolete entries are closed, merged, or reframed. Aging rules make the register self-cleaning, sustaining only relevant content. A concise, current register signals competence and encourages trust from leadership, who see that risk oversight is both alive and attentive. Access controls and collaboration etiquette preserve integrity without stifling openness. The register often spans departments and sensitivities. Clear permissions, who can edit, who can comment, who can view summaries, prevent both accidental changes and bottlenecks. Collaboration etiquette matters equally. Updates should follow defined templates and respect audit trails. A shared document can foster alignment or chaos depending on governance. Well-structured access rules ensure that everyone contributes responsibly. The goal is transparency with control, broad visibility paired with disciplined stewardship of the organization's collective risk intelligence. Different audiences require tailored reporting views drawn from the same core register. Executives may need concise summaries of top risks and trend changes, while technical teams rely on detailed causal data and mitigation progress. Rather than maintaining separate files, a single register should generate filtered dashboards that fit each audience. This approach prevents divergence of truth and reduces maintenance overhead. Custom views preserve one authoritative source while adapting presentation to decision context. When everyone draws from the same foundation, alignment improves and communication friction declines across governance layers. A high-value risk register stays lean and relentlessly relevant. It focuses on action over volume, quality over quantity, clarity over complexity. Every line should serve a purpose, informing, directing, or validating decisions. When built with discipline, the register becomes a living map of organizational foresight, connecting data to direction and discussion to decision. It reflects not bureaucracy, but intelligence in motion. The test of value is simple. When leaders seek clarity in uncertain times, they open the register first. If it tells them what they need to know, it has earned its place as a true decision engine. Thanks for listening. For more audio courses, daily newsletters, and more, please visit baremetalcyber.com.